A very crowded Republican field. I'm curious as to why you decided to stick with Santorum again, given his current standing in the polls. He's not looking that promising. Is this just purely a loyalty thing, or do you think that he would uniquely make the best president of the United States?
Well, I want to remind you, where was Santorum in the polls 9 days before he won Iowa? He's like 5 or 9%. So I don't think the polls make a lot of difference. The reason I'm excited about continuing to back Rick is he has one of the best chances of winning because of his track record. You will remember that in the last go-around, he won 11 states, more than all of the other non-Romney candidates combined, who only won 3. Plus, if you look at his record of 2 terms in the Senate and 2 in the House, he defeated Democratic incumbents. And he's getting a lot of momentum from his blue-collar conservative book. And I think that's what we need to do to win for the Republican cause, to show that we really care about the guy that's making things work, the workers. Rick is making a big point about the Republican Party has honed an incredibly great message for the job creators.
Foster, I don't know if you can hear me with the crowd noise in the background, but the conventional wisdom coming out of Iowa is that there are really 3 tickets. Does Rick Santorum need to finish in the top 3 in Iowa in order to be a viable candidate?
Well, I don't know the political machinations. I just remember when McCain basically ran out of money and didn't have staff, and he shows up in New Hampshire carrying his own suitcase. So I think it's more an issue of the longer haul, and we'll see what happens in Iowa. And I just think Rick has a powerful message to our country. Not only is he speaking to the American worker and the blue-collar worker, and not just to the elite in our country, but he's also speaking to the basic threat that we have in America, which is that of the global jihad movement. Very few of the other candidates have ever been named in the ISIS magazine as an enemy. Right. So Rick has got a high profile in the fact that of the issue of our generation, more important than immigration, health care, climate change, whatever you want to mention. We must deal with this issue in the years and maybe even decades ahead. And he's been writing about the conversations and cooperations, in fact, between Ahmadinejad of Iran, previous president, and also Chavez, where they put up in a lot of jihadist camps throughout all South America. So Rick has all 3 of the Reagan legs. Number 1, he has the national security by reflecting the fact that he's very active in this area of dealing with the global jihad movement. And also he's very strong on the economic front, because he was one of the few people that stood up and came up with a balanced budget amendment effort, and was the first guy at age 38 to come up with a rollback of federal entitlements that Clinton was kind of forced into signing, where he did welfare reform. But the interesting thing, at age 38, Rick Santorum, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to just ask you, we don't have that much time with you. I just wanted to ask you real quickly, you are, to the extent that Rick Santorum is a viable candidate going forward, in addition to his track record, in this age of super PACs, people look at rich people like yourself as potentially giving him the ability to compete by donating large amounts of money to a super PAC that might support him. I saw you quoted the other day saying you were going to be a less noticed in the donor context. You said you were going to be less noticed and lower profile. Does that mean you're going to be giving him less money?
Well, what it means is ever since last session, I was a little naive and pretty open about my giving, and I was getting requests to fund dog catchers of little towns in Missouri. So I think I want to be a little more profile, and the amount of money I'm going to give is kind of between myself and my family and Rick. And I just want to mention that I guess some indication of my support from him is my charter flight cost me $26,000 to come out here to be with him and interview with you. Right. So I just want to let you know that I believe he's got enormous support. He's had 120,000 donors from his first run as congressman. So what is nice about Rick's effort, I think it's going to be a lot more grassroots than for the big money guys. And so everybody might have big money guys, but
yeah, does that mean you're going to be you're going to be supporting him less generously than you did last time?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I like to keep my financial plans to myself, and that by giving, you'll find out my giving. Maybe if you work real hard, but I'm going to make it hard for you to find out where I'm giving and how I'm giving. But I think the exciting thing is the grassroots aspect of Rick's campaign. Right. Standing behind me at his rally, there's people here way up in Cabot, Pennsylvania, a little tiny town up here in Pennsylvania. There's 36 different states represented, from people big. There's about 15 people came up from Dallas, Texas. I met people from Florida. And the amazing thing about Rick Santorum that people are craving is authenticity. Right. We have so many people in the political environment who shift their positions depending on what's popular. Rick stays with his position because he thinks is great for the country and great for the American worker.
All right, Foster.
I think that's going to resonate very powerfully.
Foster, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Well, it's an honor to be on Bloomberg. You guys have a great reputation, and I respect you for everything you do to help the American people know truth. So keep up the good work.